interrupting people who can't shut the up, or people who keep talking, right? Let's keep it nice. Let's keep it nice, right? So, let me switch over here. And let me see, can we zoom in anymore? So to interrupt someone who won't stop talking, do 3 simple things. Others will appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Let's get to it. So this was written by Jessica Chen. And let's see, let me zoom in a little bit more on this. Ooh, there we go. So what is this? What is this thing that's just right in front of my face over here? All right, let me manipulate. Let me just get that up out of here. Get up and out of here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Inspect. We're just gonna get rid. Oops, a little bit more. Okay. Boom. Get rid of that. Let me get rid of that thing at the bottom too. Look, I don't like clutter. Kinda. Let's get rid of that down here. There we go. Boom. All right. The way that I want it. All right. So let me throw up 5 minutes on the clock. It says, have you ever been in a work meeting or social gathering where one person just won't stop talking? Some people might say that's me. I don't know, right? It's really frustrating, especially when you have something to say. As a global communication expert, I work with a lot of smart, polite people who feel like it's rude to interrupt. I feel that it's rude to interrupt. However, in my book, Smart Not Loud, How to Get Noticed at Work for All the Right Reasons, I talk about how important it is for you to speak up, especially if you have something important to add to the conversation. Here are 3 things that you need to do. Let's get into that, right? The first thing that Jessica Chen says that we need to do so that we can get our voice heard when people won't stop talking is adjust your mindset. The first step is to not think of interrupting as a bad thing. Instead, you're part of the conversation and your thoughts are just as valued as everyone else's. Now, with the right mindset, how do you actually get a word in? All right, so that's good. We're getting somewhere here. So the way that you get a word in is number 2 from Jessica Chen says, start with their name. When you find that opportune time to chime in, the first thing you want to say is the person's name. Research shows our brain lights up when we hear our name being called. It signals to us the flow of conversation has changed, and we intuitively pause to see what's going on. So it's like you're talking, and you want to get a word in, and you're like, Tech Coach Ralph, and I'm like, yes. And now you just stole my talking because you stopped me and I addressed you, and now you start going, okay, interesting, right? Says, so say the person's name firmly and politely. Magnetar. This combination shows both confidence and presence without coming across as confrontational. Roxy. Junior. Interesting. Let's see. Acknowledge and redirect. Next, reroute the conversation to what you want to talk about. Be strategic by showing that you're collaborative and trying to expand their thoughts. People love to feel like their ideas were acknowledged, and also creates a seamless conversational flow. For example, you might say, Jennifer, I heard what you said about the client's concern, and it made me think about the approach we used with another client a few years ago. Ben, that's a good point on the project timeline. But Lisa, what's your take on this from a marketing perspective? Oh, you redirected to say, all right, I'm tired of hearing what you have to say. Ben, you're yapping a little bit too much. We understand your point and your perspective. Now we want to hear from Lisa, from a marketing perspective. Maya, I agree with you. What you're saying makes sense. What you're saying makes me think of this book I just read, and then you go on. And then Carter, I was silently nodding when you said that because it reminded me of what I experienced last week. Dot dot dot. Interesting. When someone feels listened to and heard, they're more likely to back down and make way for others to speak. Now you can drive the conversation to what you really want to talk about. Interesting. When in doubt, use this phrase. If you're unsure, if you're not sure exactly how to phrase your interjection, try this sentence whether you're in a work brainstorm or a book club meeting. I don't have any book club meetings. I do have work brainstorms. Let's see. Person's name. So let's use Magnetar. Magnetar. Can I jump in real quick here? I'd love to open the I'd love to open up the conversation. That's fire. That's fire. That's fire. So here's an example. Roxy, can I jump in real quick here? I'd love to open up the conversation to a slightly different angle. Junior, can I jump in right here? Can I jump in real quick here? I'd love to open up the conversation to see what everyone else thinks too. So basically saying, Junior, shut up. Roxy, shut up. You guys are talking too much. But you're doing it in a very nice, polite way. So when now, see, so this is my terrible, terrible mind, right? Now, when I hear somebody say my name when I'm talking, and they say, "Can I jump in here real quick? I'd love to open up." I'm gonna like, oh, they just told
Get a
me to
move
shut
on.
up.
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
You know what? I'm gonna change this back to work thing to it's gonna say like once the 5 minutes is up, it's gonna say, Ralph, can I jump in here real quick? I'd love for you to get your back to work, all right? Respond to pushback. Let's say you've used this simple strategy to firmly and politely interrupt a person dominating the conversation, but this person just won't back down. What do you do? Being direct is key. If someone keeps going, it's okay to assert yourself even more firmly and call out exactly what you're doing. It's also powerful to pose it as a question. You might say, Sam, I appreciate your thoughts, but I'd like to make sure others have a chance to weigh in as well right now. Do you mind if we open it up? Taylor, we know you feel strongly about this, but let's give Eric a chance to speak too. Is that okay with you? What if they say no? What if they say no? It's not okay with me. I I'm the captain now. Foster a respectful space for everyone. At the end of the day, you want to create a respectful environment where everybody feels like they have a chance to talk. Speaking up doesn't have to be loud and combative. Shut the hell up. No, you don't do that, right? It just has to be intentional. If you feel like someone is dominating the conversation and making it difficult for anyone else to get a word in, chances are other people feel the same way. With this approach, you can speak up tactfully and politely, keyword is tactfully and politely, but firmly. And I guarantee others will appreciate you for doing it. Shout out to Jessica Chen for her amazing insight on how to politely and tactfully interrupt people, how to say shut the hell up in a very, very nice way. Shout out to Jessica Chen. I'm going to drop the link for you guys in the chat as well in case you want to read this on your own. Interrupting people